Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Easy Econometrics where numbers speak and concepts click. In today's video, we will talk about the first chapter of class 10 economics development. We will learn everything step by step with simple and clear explanations. But before we start, let's find out or understand one important question. Are economic growth and economic development the same or are they different? Let's find out. Let me explain what economic growth means actually. Economic growth means when we produce more and more goods and services. It is all about the monetary improvement. For example, if your salary goes up, it's economic growth for you. Similarly, when country's GDP or national income increases, that is the economic growth for the country. But economic development is different. Economic development means living a better life. What good things happen when you earn more money? Economic growth is quantitative in nature. We can directly measure economic growth by per capita income or GDP growth rate. But economic development, it is qualitative in nature. We can't measure economic development directly by any numeric values or quantitative numbers. So there is only one possible way to measure the development. That is, we have to form an index, and one popular index, that is Human Development Index. Economic growth can occurs in a short period, like this year's GDP increased by 5%, but economic developments happen slowly over a many years. So example of economic growth, it is this year's GDP increased by 5% or 10%, but the example of economic development, it is this year life expectancy of birth increases, this year's literacy rate increased by this much, this year's unemployment rate decreased by this much. These are the examples of economic development. So we can say economic development equals to economic growth plus some other important things like increase in standard of living, good health and education facilities, better infrastructure. So if economic development done, that means economic growth has also achieved. However, economic growth is alone doesn't necessarily lead to the economic development. So economic growth, it is necessary for economic development, but it is not sufficient for the economic development. You remembered we talked about the measuring development. We said that development is measured by the Human Development Index. What is Human Development Index actually? Human Development Index is a special way to measure how well people are living in a country. Human Development Index, this concept, it is given by the Pakistani economist Mahbub ul-Haq in the year 1990. Our Indian economist Amartya also helped to form this index. This Human Development Index covers three broad dimensions: health, education and standard of living. For health dimension indicator, it is life expectancy at birth. For education dimension indicator, average year of schooling. For standard of living dimension indicator, it is per capita income. Now what is life expectancy at birth? Life expectancy at birth is the average number of years a newborn baby is expected to live, assuming current mortality rate constant throughout their lifespan. Now what is average year of schooling? It is the average year of schooling received by the people aged 25 or older. What is per capita income? It is the per person income. That means the total income of the country divided by the total population. UNDP, which stands for United Nations and Development Program, every year publishes a report called Human Development Report. Human Development Report gives a HDI value every country. On the basis of that HDI values, the countries are classified: underdeveloped countries, developing country or developed country. Now latest Human Development Report published in the year 2025 with a tagline, method of choice, people and possibilities in the age of artificial intelligence. But in your NCERT book, the data given regarding HDI, that is based on the Human Development Report 2023 and 24. The value of HDI, it is lies between 0 to 1. If the HDI value it is close to 1, then it is treated as a highly human development country. If the value it is close to 0, then it is low human development country. So on the basis of these HDI values, the countries are classified under 4 category. If the value it is less than 0.55, then it is treated as a low human development country. If the value it is 0.55 to 0.69, then it is treated as a medium human development country. If the value it is 0.7 to 0.79, then it is treated as a high human development country. If the value it is 0.8 or more than 0.8, then it is treated as a very high human development country. According to Human Development Report 2023 and 24, India's HDI value was 0.644 and India's rank was 134th out of 193 countries. India is under medium human development category. Switzerland had the highest HDI value and South Sweden had the lowest HDI value. According to Human Development Report 2025, India's present HDI value it is 0.68, and see there is slight improvement in terms of HDI value. You can take the screenshot of this data for your future reference, but one thing keep in your mind, at the time of exam you have to write the answers based on the Human Development Report 2023 and 24. Now next topic it is what development promises actually. Different people, different development goals. These development goals can be common, different or conflict with each other. Now first point is different persons can have different development goals. This means that every person wants different things based on their needs and situations. For example, farmer wants better irrigation facilities, a student wants better school, college and universities, and an old age people wants better healthcare facilities, pensions. So every person's idea of development it is based upon what they needed most in their life actually. Second point, what may be development for one person, it may not be development for other. It may even be destructive for others. For example, setting up a factory, it is development for the job seekers, but it is destructive for the nearby residents because it will create air pollution and noise pollution. Second, like building up a dam, it is a development for the city people because they will get more electricity, but it is destructive for the villagers. Their house get flooded. Look at the picture. These are the 7 common development goals: respect and recognition, security, freedom, good health and education facilities, clear environment, equal treatment. Why are these common? These are the universal goals because these goals are represented the human's basic needs and wants. Whether you are rich or poor, from any country or religious, these are the common things that make your life better and much more meaningful. Now different persons and their different development goals are presented in the slide. I am not going to discuss all the points one by one, so take a screenshot of these 2 slides for your future reference. Now one example of conflicting development goals, it is the Sardar Sarovar Dam's Narmada Bachao Andolon, where people organize protests and demonstrations because their way of development, keeping their land and houses, directly conflicts with government's way of development, better infrastructure, dam facilities. So it shows that development is not always a win-win situation. Sometimes it creates winners and losers. Now look at the pictures. Here the high residential flat next to the slum areas. Now, what would be the development goals for the slum area peoples? The development goals are, it is better health facilities, hospital, more job opportunities, proper sanitation facilities, proper water supply, available loan facilities for the poor people to make houses and toilet. So these are the development goals for the slum area people. Now, what is average income? It is the total income divided by the total number of population. Now, let's take example. If any country's total income it is 10 crore dollar and the total number of population it is 10,000, then what should be the per capita income of that country? It is 10 crore dollar divided by the 10,000. That means it is $10,000. So average income of that country it is $10,000. Now this average income it is good for comparison, but actually it hides disparities. See, look into the diagram. Here country is 5 individuals monthly income given and their average income it is 10,000. See, here the distribution of income among the 5 individual more or less it is equal. But in case of country B, as average income it is 10,000. But see the distribution of income among the 5 individuals, there is a huge income inequality. Fifth individual having the maximum amount of income and rest other 4 individuals are having very less amount of income. That is called the income inequality. So in terms of average income, both the countries having same 10,000 and 10,000. That's why I said ki average income it is good for comparison, but actually it hides the disparities. Now next it is body mass index. What is body mass index? The formula it is height by weight square. If the value of this body mass index it is below 18.5, then it is treated as a underweight. If it is 18.5 to 25, then it is normal weight, or if it is more than 25, then it is treated as a overweight. What is sustainable development? Sustainable development promotes meeting of the present generation without compromising the availability of the future generations for their own needs. This concept is called sustainable development. Okay, thanks for watching.